Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 40th. It's matched my age. Episode of the Unknown Comics Podcast.
Wow,
I'm
old.
Brandon.
I'm Kristen. That's
I'm Tanner.
yeah.
Yeah, Tanner can speak for himself.
That's
That guy?
Tanner.
You are the missing link. Ooh, it booted somebody.
What is
Go,
that?
Nightbot. Somebody was.
Somebody said a naughty word.
Yeah, there's no telling. There's a cap spam.
Uh-oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
We're like 2 seconds into this. We already had somebody booted. That's intense.
It was a warning. It
Oh,
didn't
okay.
actually boot him. So there you go.
Everybody play nice.
Don't spam the caps. I just yelled hydration. Well, the bot didn't like it. So, and we have surrendered our autonomy to the AI. So
Yeah. Don't do Thor's war cry either if you live in Las Vegas.
You want Skynet because that's how you get
this
Skynet.
is how you get Skynet. Hope everybody is having a great evening that's watching us live. For those that aren't, thank you for joining and listening to us. So we're going to go over the news real quick, and we have a really fun topic to go over tonight. That's something we're going to really try to focus on is what I like to call the comic shop topic. That thing that when you walked in and you and the owner were bagging and boarding books just because you had nothing better to do, just the random discussions that you would have about stuff. I think that is...
Chris, you need to buy some old school barber chairs. Like the barber shop.
Are they more comfortable than the ones we're in right now?
Probably.
I don't think there's much that could be more comfortable than what we're in right now. These are horrible.
Yeah.
And they grind as you turn.
They give us a way to speed up our conversation. We don't want to be comfortable.
My ass is hurting. On that note, we'll see you next week. Yeah. No, they're pretty bad. At least they have backs. At least they're not stools.
Yeah.
I guess there's that.
But they're low back, so it's
They're
not
very
enough
low
to
back.
actually lean back.
It's good enough you can pop your back on it.
Well, for me to be comfortable, I have to put my leg up on the lower part of the table,
Yeah.
so everybody gets to see my knee on camera.
You're capping.
Yeah. Knee capping. All right. So we've got a little bit in the news. So on the Disney Plus front, a couple things. Well, not really Disney Plus. On the Disney front.
Yeah.
Eternals.
Probably going to be Disney Plus stuff in there somewhere eventually.
Yeah. Eternals got bumped up a week.
Yeah. I like how they just do it too. There's no announcement. It's just it's a week now. Earlier.
I think it could be a symbol of kind of the change of the model, right? That maybe they don't have to be as
And it's just
deliberate about
it's
dates.
everything though. I mean, nothing feels like it's staying the same, especially with the Marvel stuff.
Yeah. Because didn't Shang-Chi get moved?
Yeah, Shang-Chi got moved
Yeah.
again, right before it was supposed to come. He got moved up a week.
Yeah,
just like
and that
everything
used to be
else.
unheard of. The date never changed that soon before.
Yeah, well, a lot of times you already had tickets, and maybe
Yeah.
especially if you had, I'm sure that's a nightmare for movie theaters. I can imagine what it is for us getting books and stuff moved. But
Yeah.
then you got all these theaters across whoever are trying to make plans for.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to make sure staffing's here, staffing's there, and especially
I don't know if they need the staffing like they used to because you don't see people lined up out the door like you used to on release night.
On the one we go to, they're going to have plenty of
Yeah.
staff anyway because it's a everything.
I can't tell you the last time I bought a movie ticket
at a
more
movie
than
theater.
a week before.
Yeah.
I don't know that I not since maybe episode 3 of Star Wars that
No,
I
this is
I
still-
bought one that far in advance.
This is still a month out, so
Yeah.
I mean, there was some time there. What's up, Lazy Gamer?
What up, Shakan? What up, Lazy Gamer? Slam Dusky. Thank y'all for joining us. So it's getting moved up a week. So now it is on November 5th.
Yep.
5th. So cool. So it's no longer. Well, I guess now it's your early birthday present.
Yep.
Supposed
Still
to
November.
Still November.
Yeah. And
So-
then they'll drop Shang-Chi and Jungle Cruise, I think both on November 12th on Disney Plus.
Black Widow's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Full Disney Plus? Not
Yes,
the-
not
not the
Premiere
premiere.
Access, and it does come with some deleted scenes that I have yet to watch, but are supposedly
On Black Widow, or-
yes, on Black Widow. One of them kind of bridges the after they leave the
2 weeks.
crashed, and kind of what happens with her and Ross. Supposedly there was a deleted scene regarding that. I haven't watched it yet, so I can't tell you. But there you go. And then some news, and I've only seen it from one source, and I'm taking a lot of this with a grain of salt. Kristen Ritter has been confirmed as coming back to play Jessica Jones in a Disney Plus series. It's all the details that they've thrown out. I've only seen it from one source, so nothing really to kind of
over the last 2 weeks, I've seen John Berthenol with a similar announcement.
Yeah.
Of course, not from Disney confirmed, but just, hard, pretty confirmation.
Yeah.
And then Charlie Cox, we've been hearing about for a while, but, we're hearing more and more that his season 4 will be season 1 of Echo, who is another character that deals with a lot of the same stuff as he does, being deaf and things like that.
Yeah.
So, or blind. Sorry, not deaf.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense for deaf.
Echo's just a mean term. If that's your superhero name and you were deaf, that's just that's just wrong.
Hopefully that does all happen. I think I loved every one of the actual hero castings. I even liked Finn. So no problems there.
Yeah, I don't know what it was about Iron. Like there was nothing on paper that I should have hated about Iron Fist, but for some reason. I just did. Yeah, I did see the rumors about the Agatha spinoff.
Yep.
Again, that
I know
is it going to be like an actual sitcom because she's stuck in the bubble for real now?
She said she'll be back.
Be like
many times they'd want her to do that character, she would do it.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing is with Disney Plus, they don't have to really sign these people to just gigantic series runs. They can just say, hey, do you want to come in and do a 6-episode, 30-minute series? Yeah, sure. Boom. Here's your money. Shoot it. Done. And if it works,
ScarJo got, I guess, $40 million.
Yeah,
on top of the
she
20
got paid.
She got. So
good on her. Like I said, I was kind of on her side from the get go.
Yeah.
I don't think Disney acted in good faith not renegotiating the contract. I think too much other extenuating circumstances at least warranted going back to the table.
Or doing what Warner Brothers did. And Warner Brothers didn't do this with everybody. They only did it with Gal Gadot that I know of. But they went ahead and paid her max what she would have got.
Oh, like her pay cap?
Yeah. She still got it because they know that if it probably would have got the release she probably would have got it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they did. Now, I don't think they've done that with a lot of other actors or actresses, but they did do that with Gal Gadot.
So, like I said, I mean, I'm under no qualms that it was a weird time, and that's a hard thing to navigate. At least just go back to the table and talk about it.
Yeah.
They
wouldn't do that.
They can, change on the fly the release dates and stuff to get their money. So why can't you do it for the people that work for you?
You got it.
Yeah.
So.
And why only make that the only Marvel movie that you're going to do this with?
Right.
That's the other thing.
Well, I'm sure just because she cost a lot of money.
Yeah. And I think they were probably looking at it that way, like, we're going to do this, and it's not going to cost us this much money.
Yeah.
Somebody was pushing pennies somewhere.
Yeah, they thought they could get away with it, and they didn't. The court of public opinion forced them to settle.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really what happened.
I think everybody was like, "Oh, we're Disney."
Because
nobody will side with her.
And I'm not sure. Did it ever actually go to any kind of mediation or anything?
That's settled.
It's settled.
Is all I know.
It did
some kind of mediation.
Yeah, it did go to. There was probably a judge in there somewhere, but it wasn't ever public hearings.
Yeah. So we're starting to see more of the Defenders shows, rumored at the very least, and Daredevil being likely, Iron Fist and Luke Cage.
We'll see.
We don't see.
And they could just leave those guys completely out,
or they could Heroes for Hire them together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
just do a combo show with those two.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to continue off any of the TV shows. The way that Luke Cage ended actually had me pretty excited. I mean, not Luke Cage, but Iron Fist. Yeah. That second season, I was like, all right, cool. This is going to actually go somewhere good now.
Yeah, but Iron Fist is going to hit in a weird spot in comparison to Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
In that part of the MCU, right? Like, they're in very,
similar.
They skirt each other's kind of storylines quite a bit.
And I think that maybe is why so many people had such a hard time with. I don't think that show would have gotten the scrutiny it did if it would have come after Shang-Chi.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they would have had a full Asian cast character. I think he's never been an Asian guy.
No, Iron Fist never has.
So why would they say that they're whitewashing a character when he's always been white?
Right. Yeah.
So that's kind of been...
Danny Rand's always been Danny Rand.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. Ultimately, it all comes back to the fact is whoever's the best actor is really who I care about. I don't care if he's black, white, Asian. I don't care. You know.
Let's see. BNS says DC fandom is in 9 days. What do you think they will show? Batman.
Yeah, a full Batman trailer, and it probably still won't come out for another 2 years for some stupid reason.
Yeah, probably the Batman trailer. Probably something for Harley Quinn season 3.
I bet there'll be some kind of an Aquaman 2 teaser.
Yep.
They probably don't have a whole lot done yet, but I'm sure they'll have shot something. For a teaser.
Will Injustice be out by then?
I don't.
The animated one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's coming soon. They just dropped the Red Band trailer. Maybe they do
some video games. Probably. Because I mean, they don't even do any of the shows anymore because they do this instead.
Yeah.
Like they stopped doing DC. I mean, they stopped doing San Diego Comic Con. Of course, they didn't matter this year, but
right.
Speaking of like movies and all these things it shows,
Black Adam. That'd be good.
They're doing a pre-screening of Dune at New York Comic Con this weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that would have been cool to go to. Also, the hockey game last night where the Rangers beat the Devils 5-1. I would have loved to have seen that live.
You probably could have contacted somebody we know and still gone as a staff member.
Nah.
CSA probably could have used an extra grunt.
That'd be all right.
I know Greg Horn was looking for a grunt for a couple. So
it's all right. There will be others. It will not be the last. So yeah.
It is time to see a Black Adam trailer. It's completely wrapped. I mean, usually you start seeing some kind of teaser trailers and things like that before they've even done. They're done
or
filming.
Set photos.
Yeah,
I haven't even seen set photos.
Yeah, The Rock's shared a few things here and there, but it's even been like just. I mean, you see him kind of somewhat suited, but nothing really that would give you any idea of what's going on.
I've seen mock-ups, but I've never actually seen.
They did put out that one teaser that was just a voiceover with some. I don't remember if it was animated or just like scenic shots, but
just like him in a flowing cape and lightning or something, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that was going to give you anything visually like
flowing cape and lightning, very, very frightening. Okay, and the first trailer for the new Dragon Ball movie says, "Whoa, is that live action or animated?"
I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I mean they've done a live action Dragon Ball.
Yeah, it got a lot of hate.
Yeah, well,
it's kind of down there in Super Mario Brothers territory and Street Fighter movie.
Yeah,
it's better than that.
I just feel like that kind of stuff that
it doesn't translate to live action very well.
Well, I think live action's fine. They've got the technology to do it and look at the superhero stuff, but it's just too much character. Like, how do you just drop
very long, drawn-out plot lines?
Yeah. Especially Dragon Ball. It's such a slow-moving show anyway.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku charges a fireball for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I think it's like 8 episodes of just him and just going for energy. Then finally, it explodes. The season's over.
Dragon Ball Superhero. Oh, come on.
Still animated. So it's like a whole new series.
Japanese with their redundant adjectives.
Has a lot of CGI art in it, though. Okay. So maybe they're trying to update.
Just the high-end animated. Yeah. And then we got the trailer for The House of Dragons.
I haven't seen that.
New Game of Thrones spinoff.
Dropped a couple days ago.
I've seen the little links for it, but I just keep forgetting to go look at it.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to it, but I haven't been able to watch that.
Like the end of Game of Thrones,
I know it just
soured me so bad on Game of Thrones. Like I wasn't excited about because we were excited about these prequel series
before that,
and then afterwards you're like, okay, and now seeing a trailer, I'm like, okay, I think
you can get back.
I can get back into it because it's
going to be. I still love the early seasons. Yeah. They're some of my favorite television out there. So this is really HBO's chance to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Being as there's no actual source material for the prequels either.
Well, and this is a few centuries before.
200 years before. So this is.
I mean, they can kind of really do what they want.
Yeah. So
that's the thing. They did what they wanted with the last at least three seasons of Game of Thrones. And it went poorly. So this is their chance to either make it better or still go down that path.
No. Yeah. There'll be dragons.
You would hope. You cannot guarantee it, but you would hope.
I mean, there was only one throne in Game of Thrones, and it was plural. So I'm just saying. No, there was more than one throne, but still. All right. So we're gonna take a we're going to take a quick ad break real quick. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about tonight's discussion topic, which is useful versus useless superhero powers. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Hold on. And we are back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. So tonight's discussion topic, the comic shop discussion, is useful powers versus useless powers. And Tanner, you're the one that came up with this topic. What are your specific thoughts on this discussion? What are our parameters?
Just like, so what characters that exist
Okay.
do you think have like the best power sets, and what character has like the worst?
So are we going to like Mount Rushmore this, both sides?
Sure.
Okay. So my Mount Rushmore of the 4 best are going to be, man, it's going to be hard for me to get away from mutants.
I'm not going to be as good at
The
this.
mutant powers are so varied.
Yeah. So Magneto, like, he's got projectiles. He can fly because of it. He can throw Wolverine around. And he's just like, and he can do other stuff. Like, I would think he could, like, I don't know, change, like, oh, he has electricity as part of magnetism too.
You think you could reverse the spin of the Earth?
That's not magnetic though. That's gravitational.
Well, but it's still like the poles. He could rotate the poles, and that would screw up the rotation of the Earth.
Yeah.
And it would cause us all to die a fiery death.
Yeah. Go Magneto. As far as worst, hey, I'm only going to do one of each. As far as worst for me, sheesh. I don't know. Forget Me Not from that one X-Men one-off had probably the worst.
Yeah, that would suck.
That was horrible. So there was a character, for those that don't know, called Forget Me Not. They did like this one shot with him in it. And basically it was recounting all of these major X-Men arcs, story arcs, like, you know, Inferno and you know, the new team going into Krakoa and all this other stuff. And he was there for all of it. But his mutant power is when somebody is not looking directly at him, they forget he exists. So the minute you stop looking at him, you forget he even exists.
Yeah.
It's not a power. That's just being a nerd in high school.
I'm not gonna be good at this because I don't know a lot of the useless people.
The useless one's kind of tough, but
Of the people you know, though, who do you think has the most useless? I always also said like Jubilee throwing or Dazzler throwing fireworks and lights.
I guess in a way.
Again, I'm going back to mutants.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I don't know, Tanner. You go ahead.
so my tie for worst would either be was it Gold Balls?
Yeah, they made him useful though.
I mean, I guess, but that's such a dumb power.
It was a totally dumb power when Bendis came up with it. Hickman just kind of redeemed it.
I'm like, what did you even?
Yeah.
How did you even think of this? Because this is stupid.
Yeah. No, because they weren't even like, I guess they were heavy-ish.
I don't even know if they were like actual gold. Like you couldn't turn them in for money.
And then they just popped out of him like, you know, extra Mogwai out of Gizmo when he got wet.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my second one, and this is, it's not that it's a useless power, but it would be awful to have, and that's Polka Dot Man. Just to have interdimensional cancer.
Yeah. But it was pretty powerful.
It was powerful.
Power,
it would just
but
be horrible to have because
there's a lot of horrible powers that are powerful, like rogues. Rogues would be hard.
Yeah.
You know, it's powerful, but comes at a cost.
Yeah.
Nightcrawlers.
I think ultimately the worst ones are a lot of your mutants that all they have is a mutation, like physical.
They're just disfigured. Yeah.
I mean, that would be
Yeah.
that would be the most
sewer
useless, I
mutants,
guess.
What are they?
Morlocks.
The Morlocks, yeah.
Morlocks, and I mean, I think that would probably be.
TDK from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Especially since they were shooting his arms and he still died.
Yeah, his was pretty useless.
Like,
I mean, I guess you could.
the arms weren't even like flying at like any kind of
still
speed,
walked
extra
out
strength.
there.
They're just normal speed,
The
normal.
best part was when he was getting shot to death and he was on the ground with no arms.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah. As far as best powers go, I mean, it's kind of hard to just
There's the
not
ton.
say Superman, right? But
I would go with Spider-Man. I'm partial though.
yeah. I mean, it's hard not to say Scarlet Witch too.
Yeah. One of those uber powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I just
Or like any of the Omega level mutants.
Yeah.
I mean, they can just take out whatever they want whenever they want.
Yeah, especially you get Cerebro and you can just not ever die.
Which technically Professor X isn't Omega level anymore.
Okay.
It isn't considered Omega level. There is a limit to his ability. That's why he has to have Cerebro.
No,
Okay.
because it's not him anymore. Kind of, right? I mean, it's
Is he a clone?
Okay. I don't know if they ever actually
because he came back and somebody else's
he
mind.
came back in Phantom X's body.
Yeah,
But then they never really
I don't know if he's ever actually.
Yeah,
gotten
you've
a new
never really
body.
seen the top of his head since
I haven't
all
seen
this
him
has started.
I haven't seen him with his helmet
I
off.
mean, I guess they
and-
could give him a new body now, right?
Yeah, he would just make it Gold balls would make him a new one.
Maybe he likes having walkable legs. He doesn't want the dead one, the paralyzed one. Who knows?
Well, but that would have
I mean, they could fix that too, I would think.
That's the other thing is why does Cyclops still have to wear a visor? If he has a new body,
Yeah.
the injury that caused him to not be able to control his optic blast should have gone away.
Yeah. Maybe he likes his visor.
So next time I talk to Jonathan Hickman,
We're
I'll
going
be
to fix some
hey,
things, bud.
hey, hold on a second.
We got
Why-
some problems here.
Unless like,
They were cloned post injury or something, but even then,
but
that's
that wouldn't
genetic.
that wouldn't be a genetic change unless there's a justification that his injury is now
Genetic.
wasn't actually the injury, was part of his mutant power, that the uncontrollability or something maybe.
Something that.
Yeah.
Well, it's at some point throughout the story arcs, he has learned to control it, though.
He's either learned to control it, or there was a long time where if he was underground and he was away from sunlight, that they would
Go away.
go away.
Yeah.
And Jean could repress it, and Emma could force it aside. Also they've gone back and forth about them being concussive blasts, being like lasers where they could actually cut stuff, having heat to them or not.
Yeah.
Because typically they're just supposed to be concussive force.
Yeah, that's the ultimate go-to is that it is concussive and
Yeah.
not all the other things.
But you see them like cut stuff in half with it.
Yeah.
However they need to.
And I think that's I've watched some stuff on that. And there's just creators that were like, oh, I just didn't realize.
Yeah.
And then I already messed it up, so it's kind of too late to go back from there.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's kind of along lines with, what are the limits of Wolverine's healing factor,
Yeah.
right? Like if his arm gets cut off and they both do they technically both heal? Like
I've always wondered that
if his
more with
brain
Deadpool,
his
but-
brain got cut in half.
Well, they've done a story arc on Deadpool with that, I believe, where that's like how Lady Deadpool became Lady Deadpool, right?
Not Lady Deadpool, but there was like a Frankenstein Deadpool where some organization was going and picking up all of Deadpool's body part and they stitched them together to make basically a Deadpool.
a dead golem.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
See, the thing with Wolverine though is it depend on if he's bone or adamantium, because I've always figured if you cut his head off, he'd die, but you got to be able to cut it off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because I guess if he's laced with adamantium, I guess the adamantium got to his spine.
But you've even seen stuff like that when you go through the Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe when he just like hung up everybody that heals, and he just kept burning them over and over and over.
Yeah, they were in an infinite furnace, is what they were in.
Yeah. Yeah, Arcade built the contraptions for him, and then he killed Arcade.
Yeah. Should have saw that one coming.
You
That's
said you would
rough.
let me go. No.
So I'm just trying to think, like other powers. Which I mean, then you also have the unpowered heroes, right? Black Widow
sidekicks.
and Black Widow and Hawkeye.
Yeah. But even then, you go back to some of those, and you're like, they show like Captain America can't draw the bow of Hawkeye's. He can't draw Hawkeye's bow. I was like, well, then how strong is Hawkeye?
Yeah. Or is he
does he have some kind of super strength?
Or is Hawkeye like Bullseye, where he has some supernatural ability to be accurate?
Yeah.
Like Bullseye just never misses. Well, neither does Hawkeye.
Yeah.
But
There's gotta
Hawkeye
be
doesn't have powers.
Something there.
Yeah.
So, Hawkeye has unusually powerful, like, clarity. It's better than 2020, I guess, because he's deaf. Is how because your other senses get better.
Yeah, but he wasn't always deaf, was he?
No, and they are showing that off in the new Disney Plus
Right.
series. You can't see him with a
Superior plot armor. There's a lot of plot armor going around. Yeah, because the Death thing, it didn't start with the Matt Fraction run. It predated the Matt Fraction run, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that it was featured there. I know
Yeah.
a lot of this Disney Plus series is kind of building off of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think some of the new mutant characters, like I said, they're that big pink one.
Oh, Glob Herman.
Oh, that's just a weird one.
Yeah. Eye Boy.
Yeah, iBoy.
Yeah, that's a weird.
There's just some of these that are just kind of like.
Like, can he do anything, or he just has a bunch
Yeah, they've since added stuff to his power set. You know, as he grows, and a lot of the young mutants, as they grow, they start to learn what their power sets actually do.
Yeah.
and so Gold Balls fell into that, right?
Yeah.
That's how they wrote him. Is eventually, oh, this is actually what these are.
Yeah.
They're
Big gold balls.
well, they're plot eggs. Instead of plot armor, plot eggs. Yeah. I don't know. I think the other superpower I would love to have, because it would be just so freaking convenient, is multiple man.
Yeah.
Oh man, my productivity
Yeah.
would just go through the roof.
It didn't really work out for what's his face? Michael Keaton.
Oh, and multiplicity. Yeah. Well, it's because they made copies of themselves.
Yeah.
Like he made like one good one.
It's like the Mr.
I
Meeseeks.
haven't seen that movie in forever. I should probably go back and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, because they had different, which
Yeah, they
almost worked just like multiple mans, where they all have kind of different.
They kind of took different
Personalities.
pieces of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they made a copy of themselves, and he was an idiot.
Yeah.
Just licking the pizza slice.
It's been
Can you
fun.
imagine being like the Flash, but not having any sort of
Speed Force.
no, but like resistance, like
Yeah, that's the Speed Force. What keeps
Yeah.
him from like dying from the actual?
just like run your skin off?
yeah, that would. Yeah, that would be a useless power set.
I have this cool thing, but I can't do anything with this cool thing.
Mike just joined in. We're talking about gold balls. He's regretting choices. Well, you capitalized it, so you know exactly what we're talking about, Mike.
Did you see his post today on at Burger King? He got order 66.
Yes, he got order 66 at Burger King.
Wonder you got out of there.
Yeah.
And then the Imperial,
be on the
and then
dark
the
side.
Imperial March came on his radio, on Disney radio.
The only
hilarious.
reason he got out alive is because he was a part of it.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. What about y'all? Most useless superpower, and go. Yeah.
Awful name, awful power.
I feel like that kind of usually happens with those kinds of characters, though, right?
Yeah.
Like they're gonna get that, like the iBoy. Like you
Yeah,
said.
there's gonna be B characters, and they're not gonna be the front line.
I mean, you could say most of the Suicide Squad people that they use. You could say most of those guys are useless. So.
Yeah, but the ones that really get me are the ones that they were meant to be the A players, like Dazzler and Jubilee, where they literally do fireworks.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
They
if
throw
you-
firecrackers.
If
at
you
people.
built it
I
up
can do that.
enough, it could be something. But
Yeah, and depending on the writer, how effective their powers is kind of ebbs
Right.
and flows, right?
Right.
You know, Dazzler could do like Sonic stuff, kind of like Banshee could.
Yeah.
You know, and Jubilee's fireworks could actually, I don't know, give you a
Isn't
first
she
degree
like
burn
a
or
vampire or
something.
something on top of
She
that?
became a vampire. Yeah, that was a. She's
she's-
not anymore.
okay.
She's
when did
mutant
that?
again.
She was.
It was recent.
Okay, they changed
Her-
back.
Yeah.
Probably through the Cocoa stuff. Yeah.
Are her real powers being able to have a dragon for a baby?
No, well, that was an adopted baby.
No.
No, that wasn't her baby.
Yeah.
Like biologically. Shogo, yeah. And then let's see. Trying to think outside of Squirrel Girl technically has a horrible
See, I
power
was
set.
thinking about her, but then I was like, but she's beat Thanos. So it's like
She beats people through sheer they underestimate her.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not her power set.
if there's an infinite number of universes, that means there's a universe out there where I beat Thanos.
yeah, because I mean, you got to think. I mean, Squirrel Girl. That's not any better than saying the Rat Keepers. The what's his name, the Rat King or whatever.
Rat catcher.
Yeah, Rat Catcher. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's the same thing.
Yeah. the Human Torch, but he's a volunteer firefighter. I mean, I guess it depends if you can't control it.
Depends on what kind of fire it is. Sometimes you fight fire with fire.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Who else I've just looked at and been like, really? Yeah.
Be the Invisible Woman, but not have special suit that also goes invisible. Unless you're just going to run around in your birthday suit.
Well, they even kind of showed that a little bit with Jessica Alba in the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, they had to develop a suit that would go with it. Yeah. So.
Or it's like, y'all seen Mystery Men?
Yes.
The invisible kid, but you can't look at, as soon as you look at him, he becomes visible again. I love that movie.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
I that movie bubbled into my consciousness again the other day because the term junket.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like I just remembered the old woman saying junket over and over again, and he
Yeah.
was like squeezing the stress ball.
I love that movie. That's my favorite superhero movie in the world.
Stress ball. I was watching the new movie on Netflix with Jake Gyllenhaal. I don't know if you've seen that, where he's a cop and he has to go and do this whole thing where he's like on suspension or whatever, and he gets put into a 911 call center, and he gets this call about this lady that got abducted. And has to go through this whole thing and like try to find her and get her. I mean, it's a pretty interesting movie. I was actually pretty surprised how much I liked it. So, also Jake Gyllenhaal, if he shaves his beard, he still looks like he's 20. Just saying.
Yeah, he ages pretty well because he's like my age.
Yeah.
he's only like a couple months younger than I am, or older. One of the
22 Jump Street. That's
What?
Where did we go? Where did I?
How did
Did I
that
take
happen?
this off? Did I move it that far?
Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't even in 22 Jump
Those
Street.
movies are funny, but
Or 21. I
I'm
haven't seen either of
confused.
them.
They're funny.
So, I'm not a big Jonah Hill fan.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
So,
I think Jonah Hill's in them, but Channing Tatum is actually, I think, what makes him funny.
yeah.
Channing Tatum's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, yeah. I'm pretty much the only things I'm watching right now. I'm watching Ted Lasso. I'm almost done. I'm almost caught up, and it's wonderful.
Still haven't started.
Oh my gosh, it's like it. I think it's my favorite show ever. Like ever. Like
It's pretty impressive.
it's really good. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can don't watch with the kids around. The F-bomb is like an article of speech.
Yeah. Anything I watch, the kids can't be.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like nothing.
Go to the other room.
Yeah.
I mean,
Watching that. I'm watching What We Do in the Shadows.
Yes.
Love that show so much. And then, am I watching anything else? Really? Not.
I'm all caught up on Warhammer Plus. This new episode of Hammer and Bolter is probably my favorite one.
Yeah, they did a really good job with
That
that, I
is.
thought.
Space Wolf Initiate.
That's again, that's kind of what I figured the Hammer and Bolter was going to be. This kind of, some are going to be good, some are going to be bad.
Yeah, this one was a good episode. I liked the, kind of the way it had it all set up, and then the ending, you kind of fast forward a little bit to kind of see where that character went. So, it was
And
pretty
then
good.
I started Squid Games. I'm an episode and a half into that.
Yeah, I don't know if I've got. I'm kind of with you.
I don't have the desire.
It looks interesting, but
I like Asian horror. And it's.
Did you watch Parasite?
I've not seen Parasite, but I have seen Battle Royale, and it's pretty similar, I would say.
Is that a Korean?
It's Japanese.
Japanese.
but
Okay.
yeah, they're basically it follows this deadbeat dad who has gambled away all of his money, and he's in debt to the bank, in debt to the loan sharks, and he's sitting on a bench in the subway, and this dude comes up and he's like, "Hey, let's play this game. Every time you win, I'll give you 100,000 Korean dollars." I have no idea.
Japanese yen. You said it was Japanese.
Well, I'm talking about Squid
Games.
Games.
Gotcha.
And then if the other guy wins, he has to pay. So he loses his first game, and he doesn't have the money to pay. So the guy's like, don't worry about it. I'm just going to slap you, and that'll count as the money. And so they play that, and he finally wins a game. He wins some money, and they go on. The guy gives him a business card, say, hey, if you ever want to play any more games, call this number.
And that's where
he calls them, and then that's when they come and they abduct him. And like, that's not really an abduction. He gets in the car willingly, but then it fills with gas and it knocks everybody out. There's other people passed out in there, and they get there.
And then they wake up to start playing these.
They wake up. The first game is the one that's in all the trailers.
Red
the
light, green light.
Yeah, but figure that the way the reactions were in there, everybody dying, and that would be like, this is serious.
Pretty early, yeah. So that they played that game, and everybody's freaking out. And apparently, there's a rule that if everyone votes to be done, they can be done. So all the contestants vote to end it, and they go back to their daily lives. And that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. I didn't realize that they were out of it. So.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they're gonna get back into it, but I haven't got that far yet.
Right, because the allure of the potential money.
Yeah, because apparently it's a lot of money you could win.
Yeah, and it's like a dystopian future, like everybody's impoverished and stuff like that. It's from what I gathered.
It's like modern times.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say it's not necessarily the future. It's just takes place around the poor people.
Gotcha.
I will say that the whatever organization that is doing the games, I'm pretty sure is just Sony. Because on all the masks, there's triangles, squares, X's, and circles.
It's a
the
game.
PlayStation buttons.
Man.
It's a game. That's the gaming console.
Dun, dun, dun. There's got to be a lawsuit.
Or Sony's paying for it.
Yeah. Did you know the trademark names of those are not? They're not circle, square. It's cross, ring. Like that. There's the names that Sony actually gave the symbols on a PlayStation controller are not like what we. I think some of them are, but like X, or maybe it's just X. X is not X. They call it that is the cross button. That's the official term for the.
I didn't realize
X
they
button.
had official terms.
Yeah, that's what it is because they didn't want X to be a letter.
Yeah. They wanted
it to be a symbol, so it's cross, not X. That's what it is.
Okay.
But everything else is right.
Everything else is right. That's
Triangle, circle.
Yeah. Or no, it's not triangle. It's stupid A. It's stylized A. Well, on that note, we've gone off the rails.
Yep.
Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back next week.
I won't be here. Darren will be here.
Yeah.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
Yeah. We'll be in Detroit.
Rock City?
Sweet.
Motor City.
Rock City.
Motor City. Comic-Con.
Kiss calls it Rock City.
Motor City.
But everybody
Comic-Con.
else in the world called it Motor City. So
I don't even think anybody does motor in their city anymore. Anyway.
They're all closed.
yeah, I was going to say they've been closed for a while.
Going to Empty City Comic-Con. Sorry, Detroit.
We'll see you next week. Bye.